everyone this afternoon, I guess. It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. I'm going to pull this up so I can see what we're doing here. I'm real excited that it is so stinking beautiful outside. I am just thrilled. All right, let's see. Nobody here yet. Whoop. All right, hello. Well, no one's here yet, so I'll just wait a little bit. It is about 3 minutes till 3, so maybe people might have their cameras tuned differently today because did I say cameras? How about calendars? Hey. People have their calendars maybe not right today because it is daylight savings. We sprung forward, so we are now in Eastern time instead of Eastern Daylight Time. I think that's how that works. And it's actually an hour later than what we, would have normally been. So could be that some people don't have that right yet. Hey, Joyce, nice to see you. You're the first one today. It is such a great Sunday. It's so, it is gorgeous out there. I don't know if I can't open them from here, but it's beautiful out there. It's about 50, 55, but it's sunny and it's beautiful. I've enjoyed a little bit of outside time, as you can hear in my nose. My last video, I had to cut out so many little spots where I went because my nose is dripping so bad from allergies. Hi, Jackie. Nice to see you. Happy Sunday to you, too. It's raining in Kansas. It's moving our way, I heard, so I'm going to enjoy it today while we can. I heard it's supposed to be actually snow flurries maybe tomorrow night. Oh, please. I want to be done with that. Hi, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. Well, we've got a few people in here now. So how has your week been? Things got better with Mom this week. She's doing so much better. And not last week, but the week before, I had to actually cancel chat because we had to take her to the emergency room. And she had just gotten out of the hospital with cellulitis. She's 91, by the way. And this is not, it's not Dorothy. My Dorothy mom is in heaven. But my husband's mom, who's been a mom to me for 43 years now, and her name is Betty. And anyway, she was not doing well for a couple weeks. I ended up taking her then back to the doctor this past Monday, and he finally did some injections and got her squared around and feeling a little bit better. So, yeah, so now I feel like, we're on a good course with her for the time being. She's 91, so we never know, but she's a dear, dear woman. So I'm happy that she's doing better. Hi, Verna. Nice to see you. Snow is a dirty word, Elizabeth. You are right. Oh, Dee. Yes, I saw. I know a lot of you are in the Colorado area, that whole general area there. I heard something like 50 inches or something of snow. I just, 2,000 flights canceled. Better you guys than us. I hope it doesn't come this way. Almost forgot about daylight savings time. Yeah, that's why one of the reasons I specifically said in 45 minutes on the Facebook group, because I know there's some states who don't do it, and so I wanted to be sure that you all knew which ones those were, which time it was. Hi, Creative Grammy. Aloha to you too. Hi, M. Hancock. I think, are you Mary? I'm trying to remember. You've been here before, I think, and I can't remember your first name. I'm sorry. Hi, Dot. Nice to see you. Hi, Alberta. Nice to see you as well in Kentucky. I think you guys have pretty good weather today too, if I'm correct. Hello from California, you lucky girl, where it's probably beautiful and sunny and nothing. I mean, I'll take what we have today. It's beautiful, but it is a little cold still, but I'll take it. Yeah, I know there's quite a bit of the country that does not do daylight savings time. In fact, I think it is now, but it used to be that Indiana didn't and Ohio didn't. We're very close to the border, so every time you needed to go do something in Indiana, you had to remember that they were an hour different. So, well, part of Indiana is in Central Time, but just right along the border, it's still in Eastern Time. I believe there is, I'm not sure where that dividing line, but it's not, it's down the middle of the state, I believe. And yeah, so we definitely used to have to keep that in mind. Let's see, Michelle, that's right. I'm so sorry I didn't remember that. It's Mother's Day where? Is it Mother's Day somewhere? Oh, it isn't Mother's Day. I was just talking about my mother-in-law because she was ill and in the hospital and everything. So I was just kind of giving an update of how well she was doing. Tony said, you were saying your parent-in-law is as close to you as a parent. My ex-father-in-law still treats me as a daughter. Aw, that's so sweet. Not his fault. His son turned out to be I think you meant not very nice person. No, you're right. It's people have a responsibility for their own actions. Good evening in Jerusalem, Nikki. Wow, that is it's so weird to think on, in terms of it being evening there already. So cool. How is it there right now? I don't know. Do you have winter? What are your seasons like in Jerusalem? I don't know. I don't want to miss questions. I guess I missed questions the last time when there was all that confusion of the internet not working and stuff. So please, 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 I'm going to try really hard to follow this really carefully. So if you see a question not answered, please, like, somebody throw it in there again so I see it, because sometimes it's hard to follow the whole thing really closely. I should probably get one of those, how people, when they do live sessions and stuff, they'll have a second person there, letting them know the questions. I haven't had to do that yet, so that involves scheduling and all that stuff. So I'm going to try not to do that, but if I do have to, I will. Let's see. Oh, Mothering Sunday is linked to Easter. That's really cool. It's Mother's Day in the UK. That's awesome. Tony Shepard said it's Mother's Day. Okay. We're now on daylight savings time. It will take some time to get used to. Yes, I know. I did not want to get up this morning. I get up at 5:30 on Sunday mornings because I lead worship and we've got to start really early. And so, yeah, it was early this morning. So after this, I'm going to take a nap. We had our dinner when we got home, and I said I'm going to get everything done before my chat so that after my chat, I can just lay down with a book, read a book, or fall asleep or whatever. Let's see. Daylight savings is always confusing. It's not confusing so much to me because I've lived with it my whole life, but it's fun in the fall when you get an extra hour sleep. It's bad for worship leaders in the spring. That's all I can say. Anybody who gets up super early for church, it's bad for that. All right. Hi, Kathy Ann. Good to see you too. Cool evenings, nice days, Nikki said in Jerusalem. That would be so nice. Little sweater maybe in the evening. That's nice. Forgive me, I'm late. Let's see. Coffee Sally. Nice to see you. I don't think I've seen you here before. Nice. Thank you and welcome. New to the sewing world. Oh, that's cool. East Tennessee, I do have a question. Okay, sure. Go ahead and shoot with your question. And I'm not the only one here who can answer. If it's a quilting question, we might have better experts on the chat, because a lot of these ladies are incredible quilters. I'm an occasional quilter, so when it comes to fit and garments and construction and all that stuff, I'm your girl. But with quilts, I might be able to answer. I have done quilt as you go before, so if I can help you with something, I surely will. What I always say is, I'll help you with any question, any sewing question you can throw at me, because if I don't know, I will find someone who does. I promise. All right. Hi, Chris. Yes, I would too. That would be a good idea to just do it all year. I agree. Hi, Lisa. I bet it's nice in Sacramento right now. Hi, Alberta. Yes, it is lovely to have more daylight. I agree. Otherwise it would be dark here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the wintertime. So yeah, because it gets dark. Sometimes it's dark by 5. Depends on how cloudy it is, really. But in the in dead winter. But now it's spring, and I'm so excited. It's spring, and I have to show you my new baby because it's kind of partly for the channel. I don't know if you noticed. Let me ask you, did you notice my last video maybe looking a little bit different quality? I bought myself a new camera. As you guys know, I've closed my business, but you never not a professional photographer, right? So I took all my big pro gear and I sold it. I'm still selling some of it, but I sold my huge monster of a camera to my daughter, who's now doing professional photography, and I bought myself this little guy. I love it so much. It looks like a throwback vintage camera, but it is a mirrorless Fuji, and it is amazing. I love Fuji cameras I used to use their Pro. They stopped making them like in the 2000, probably want to say 2009, 10, somewhere around there. They stopped making their Pro cameras, and they just concentrated on, consumer cameras for a little while. But they said, when they developed better technology, they were going to get back in the game. Well, they did maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But at that point in my career, it was already after I had my injury, and I knew I had to close my studio. So I didn't invest then. But this is not the top level because I don't need that anymore. I wanted small. I wanted to be able to still enjoy photography the way I always have. And it's got all the bells and whistles I need. It has every adjustment my huge pro camera had, but it's teensy tiny. It has no mirror, so it allows all this light to get to the sensor. So it's really great in low light, and it's great for video. So hopefully, but I'm not a videographer, so I'm still learning a little more about video. But hopefully maybe you saw a little bit of a difference, because I have been using my phone for 2 years, which I'm on the phone right now because the technology with I haven't figured out how to use this for live yet, but I probably will eventually, but I have not figured that out. But anyway, that's my new baby. I'm real excited. I used my YouTube earnings to buy her, and that makes me super happy because, it's fun to save for something and buy it for yourself. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Arizona would never go on it. No, you don't need it in Arizona for sure. Yep, you're right, Tony. Totally. But imagine the people in Alaska, though. That's what I always think about. It's like there's times when they only have like an hour of sunshine every day. All right. 54. That's about what it is here, actually. I think 55, 54. Let's see. Coffee Sally. I'm all about quick and easy, something I can do within days. How many squares would someone suggest I do for a simple quilt for a beginner? I'm trying to think because I should go across the hall and get the one that I have almost finished. I did a real simple, just squares, right? I printed, actually I took my husband and I sat down and made a list of our favorite albums of all time, rock albums, right? And so I printed those on fabric with a kit that I have. And I did a video on that. If you guys want, I'll link it up. It's really cool and easy. So I did that, and I used those for squares and put fabric in between them. And I used 4-inch squares for that. And I want to say there was like 9 across. Yeah, I think 9 across and maybe 10 or 12 down, maybe 9 by 12. That would be like a crib size. So whatever size square that you want to do. So those were, just all one square. But if you want to do like designs where you're doing blocks that are designed, you might want to do larger squares. So you might want to do like maybe 3 by 6 or 3 by 4. I would just start with a crib size. That, if I was doing a first quilt, that's what I would do. All right, let's see. Susan, hi, nice to see you. Good morning. It's oh, you're in Australia. How is Monday? Are we going to want to go there? We're almost a month into autumn and it's definitely cooler. Well, we're actually just getting into spring, so it's amazing. It's so beautiful where you live, though. I want to go there so bad. Kim has a question. Are there certain types of knits that look the same on both sides? Yes, there are. Looking for one to make the lotus blossom? Yes, there are. A lot of the like single knit jerseys are like that. And some of the cotton lycra, you could sort of get away with it. As far as prints, it's always going to look a little bit different. You're not going to have one that looks the same. Usually you'll either have a solid on the back or you'll see the weave. So it'll look nice, but it won't look the same. Let me see if I can find a fabric that looks the same. That's one of the reasons that's not my favorite pattern. Let's see if I can find one back here. Is this one? I think this is one. So this is just a single gray knit, like a cotton rib knit. And it pretty much, I mean, you have to get super, super close to see a difference. So, but this is very thin fabric, and usually a lot of the stuff that looks the same on both sides is. And that I can tell you from experience. I made a lotus blossom with, I don't know if it was this fabric, but something like it. And it does not drape nicely at all. It is just way too thin. So I go ahead and do the option where you cut it into. It's not that hard and it does not show. You know me, and I love notions to pieces, but that's probably my least favorite pattern of theirs because of that, for that very reason. I like the other, there's some other twisted tops. There's one by Itch to Stitch, there's one by Ellie and Mac, and it doesn't have that issue. So it's a little bit of harder to figure out maybe, but I think it's just a lot easier to design with fabric that you want to use. So just a heads up with that. I love notions. Please don't take that as a slam against them, because I wear one of my Metro blazers to church today and people just stop and go, "Oh, you got to be kidding. You made that?" And honestly, that pattern is not hard. They knocked it out of the park with that one and so many, but I don't know. the lotus just is not my favorite. So, and I'll always be honest, and I'm not saying it's a bad pattern. It's fine if you find the right fabric. I just think it's harder to find the right fabric for that. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to find where we left off because I don't want to miss questions. Rail fence for beginning quilters. Yeah, that would be good. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's me too, Tony. I am much more of a garment person than a quilter, but it doesn't mean that I won't. I do a few. I do photo quilts mostly. Is what I've done. Is like I said, print on fabric. I did one for my brother that was so beautiful. I mean, and I know it's. I don't mean that isn't to build me up, but it's because it had my family on it. You know, like pictures of my brother's family who I love with my entire being. And there was just all these photos of my brother's family, and it's so special. I made it for their for Christmas one year, and they have it hanging in their home. And every time I go, I'm just so proud that I did that for them. All right, let's see. Oh, you're not late. We're just getting started, Brenda. Hi, nice to see you. Yes, like-minded friends, you got it. I know I was like, I could hardly wait to get online today because I feel I was so busy with mom. And then I got kind of sick this past week. I didn't do as many videos as I said I was going to do. I had just a seasonal allergy thing, nothing terrible, but I think I just was so run down from running to the hospital for mom and everything that I just kind of, and I feel really good now, caught up, and um, yeah, so we're doing great. Let's see. Verna said she has rayon spandex in modal. Yeah, yeah, but there again, rayon spandex is kind of can be like heavy and pull down. So I'm not sure about the, how the drape will lay with. I've not made it with rayon spandex, so I can't speak to that. But it wouldn't be my pattern of choice for rayon spandex. I'll be honest. But everybody's different. And if you guys make one and I'm wrong, please post it on the Facebook group so I can eat crow and say I'm sorry. But I honestly, I think that pattern is looks great, when you're done. But I just think it's hard to find the right fabric. Let's see. Dot says she struggled with the lotus, but she liked the pattern so much she wanted to try again. So she made it for her, want to make it for her daughter-in-law for maternity. Oh, that might be really nice. Yeah, that would make a nice maternity top. It, I don't know if it. You might want to add some more room or shape it somehow because it doesn't really the twist doesn't really add to the bulk like you might think it would. So, I mean, but the young girls, they have, they're just little, they get just these little blips, and not me. I was a beached whale, but, just depends, I think, on her build, maybe, on whether that would work. Let's see. See, coffee Sally. I normally only use squares in quilts. That's fine. That's a great way to start. And that's basically about all I do. And I just, do a photo and fabric on all four sides and then another photo, so that's what I end up doing. And I've done one for my mother-in-law with our whole family on that side and my brother with our family from that side. My parents are both deceased, so my brother and I are super close. So that's my family. That's my Texas family, and then I did for my husband, I made the rock album one. I still have to bind the edges. I'm done except for that. So I need to like, and I keep not getting it done. So I need to get it done. You guys would, it's so cool looking, and we have a music room and it would look so good in there. So I need to do it. Good reminder. Oh, thank you so much, Brenda. I'm a little nervous about projector videos because I haven't really been doing it that long. But when I delve into something, I kind of go head first, and I try to learn everything I can. And it's such a hot topic. I just kind of wanted to, you know, I like to take a subject and like start from the very beginning and build on it, and you know, really learn. Really learn it. So I'm just kind of passing it along as I do. And I've just, like, some of the tips I've had have just come about from, you know, oh, what am I going to do about that? You know, and then I figure it out, like the cards that I showed you in the video, the little calibration cards. Those come, I don't know what I'd do without that. I know that people just use the squares on the patterns, but then you have to move it all around and make sure that the squares match up with, yeah. So it just helps because you can just lay that down on the fabric anywhere and see if you're on or not, which I think is really helpful. All right, let's see. Oh, we got prayers for somebody. I need to see what that. Oh, Joey, I need you all right now. Hubby has COVID. Oh, I'm so sorry, Joey. Oh, we need to pray for him. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is he on a vent, Joey? Oh, so hard. Michelle said she finished muslin for Seamwork Dorian shorts, which has 4 panels on the front and 4 on the back. You need to remove quite a bit on the seat. Should I take a bit off the sides of each back panel? Where is it, low in the seat or high in the seat? Because that makes a difference. Have you watched the pant fitting series that I have? Because there is a video that is specifically about adjustments to the back of pants, and I might just go out here and I'll grab you that link real quick, because I think that would probably help you a lot. Whoop. Alrighty. Videos. Adjustments to the back. All right. All right, let me just paste this in here. Try this video and see if it doesn't help you, Michelle. I think it will. All right, let's see. I got to go back a little ways. Yes, lots of prayers going to Joey and her husband. What's your husband's name, Joey? So we can pray for him specifically. When I get quiet time, I like to pray people's names. You know, I feel like it makes it more personal and powerful. Yeah. Lots of well wishes for Joey. Okay, great. I don't want to miss a question in there. Sorry if I'm taking too much time. Dot's learning how to bind with her serger. You got a binding attachment and it's really great. With your serger or with your cover stitch? I'm trying to think of how that would work to bind with your serger. You could put a band on with it, but I'm not sure how you could bind, because let me know. Maybe there is a way. Sometimes I'm shocked sometimes because, like, I didn't think you could blind hem with a serger, and you absolutely can. What's your favorite serger foot? Anybody want to say? Because I have a very big favorite. I leave it on all the time, even though I don't need it all the time, and that's the elasticator. It puts tape down, And so when you want to reinforce a waistband on a knit, like a ruffled waistband or something on a knit dress, or like what's hanging behind me there, that, um, or that, is it that way? Yeah, it's that way. I'm looking at this in mirror image. Um, yeah, that is the Cassidy, the new pattern by 5 out of 4. I'm going to be doing a video on that top here coming up pretty soon. All I need to do is do the cover stitch parts on that one. But I love that elasticator foot so much because I like to put tape on the shoulders so I can stick quilt tape in there. And honestly, you can sort of like lift it up out of the way and just use it all the time. And that's what I've been doing. And I love it because it just makes that so much easier. You don't have to like hold it just right and pray that the serging catches the tape before you get halfway across the shoulder seam. Been there? So yeah. All right, let's see. We love you too, Joey. Definitely. Thanks, Brenda. Uh, it's low C. Yeah, there is definitely in that workshop. It's sort of hard to explain without showing you, but I do think that if you watch that video, you'll get what you need from that. If not, feel free to email me and I'll help you work through it. Let's see. All right. Oh, the card is just a little, it is not meant to take the place of the calibration image in the initial calibration. Someone on the Projectors for Sewing group thought that I was trying to say that, and I thought it was pretty clear that I wasn't, but I need to make absolutely sure you guys know it doesn't replace doing that in the beginning. It's just a check, a double check, because I don't want to sew something and then realize that I had shrunk those squares and it doesn't fit. That's my hugest fear. So I check it almost every piece. I really do. Um, and, you know, that's just me. But um, I double check when I use paper that much too. I make sure that it hasn't slipped and, all that. So it's just what you get used to, I think. Let's see. Rob. Okay, we will pray for Rob. And keep Morgan. Her tumor is still active. Oh my goodness, sweetie. You have been through it. So sorry. The curve, which you leave on all the time. Cool. So tell me why you leave that one on all the time, because I think that's really interesting. All right. Binding with your serger, each side independent. I have to see how that works. Oh my goodness. That's cool. I have a binder for my cover stitch, but I haven't used it because I think I got a single. I think I need a double because the single doesn't like fold. It has to be like, I could use that with fold over elastic for underwear, which I do, but I need one that will do like neckbands, so it's a double fold this way and this way. And I need to get another one, but the single one works good for fold over elastic. Let's see. Ah, she uses cover stitch. Okay, cool. All right. BiPAP did wonders for my mother years ago. Yeah, I hope so. I sure hope so. I have seen a lot of patients. I'm I have a lot of old jobs, right? But I am an RN still to this day. I still have a license. I haven't worked in the hospital since 1995, but I worked ICU for 18 years of one form or another. I worked open heart recovery and OR and recovery room and uh, CVICU, which is basically post cardiac surgery. And I saw a lot of patients who would be chronic lung and on BiPAP and on the vent, and just it's a lot of work for them. And you know, everything, but they come out of it, you know, a lot of times. So don't give up, because they have so much more technology now that you know, I'd have to take a refresher if I ever went back, because they have so much different now. But just don't give up, and tell him not to give up. Oh, yeah, that's terrible pneumonia. Yeah, I have, you know, I've never owned a baby lock. I've always had Janome, but it's tempting when I see some of the machines. They look really nice. Oh, how cool. I might have to look for that, Dee. That's on your cover stitch, the curve foot. That's really cool. Thank you, Dot. I really appreciate that about the projector videos. It isn't hard to get started. The hardest part, I will be just totally honest, is sifting through the information on making adjustments. Because it's such a new thing, everybody has a different way of doing it. And some of it involves, you know, vector software, which not everybody has. I mean, I do kind of, because I know Photoshop, which isn't a vector software, but it's related to Illustrator. So I've done some in Illustrator, but not a lot. And I'm learning Affinity Designer, and well, I am picking up more on Illustrator, you know, at the same time. I have them both. I don't like Illustrator for the projector for one reason, and that's because you have to hunt for the layers. They don't group them together, so you have to, where's my size, you know, go down that whole big thing, because every curve is its own layer. And in Affinity Designer, the layers are sort of grouped, and it's easy to turn them off and on. So I like that program if I'm going to do a vector program better, but it's just a matter of figuring out how to do it. And and then some people do it on the fly when they're cutting, which is great, except how do you save your results for the next time, you know, kind of thing. So I'm going to present with you guys with a couple different ways, and then, you know, um, we'll see what way you like best, or what you feel most equipped to do. But I haven't found anything that wasn't hard. I mean, I haven't found anything that was impossible yet. Um, and, you know, worst comes to worst, I figure if the worst comes to worst, I would trace the pattern piece on tracing paper, make my adjustments, and then I can take it and I can redigitize it back for the next time. And sometimes I think that might even be quicker. I don't know. So, but that's another, I'm going to show you that. That's probably going to be method number 3 of the ones I'm going to show you. So, yeah, I think there'll be something for everybody that will resonate. If you like are a computer geek, you're probably going to like the Inkscape or, you know, Affinity Designer and that. But if you just want to keep it simple, you might want to just trace it. I don't know. So we'll just see what everybody ends up liking to do. But I'm going to show you all the different ways that I have heard of yet, because it's so new. It's just, you know, it's developing all the time. And I think that somebody is going to pick up the ball and write a software for it. I mean, I know they have the PDF Stitcher, which is taking a pattern that doesn't have a projector file and turning it into a projector file, which is cool. And I think they also have an option to like highlight lines that are too light, which that's really cool. But also, you know, somebody is going to end up writing a software. I wish I knew enough to do it, because I know exactly what needs to be in it. But, you know, to do the that we all love. I mean, it'd be really great if it would just, like, you know, if you could type in FBA and it would slice it the way it needs to be for an FBA, and then you spread it on the paper, you know, or, you know, on the screen. That would be so cool. Somebody needs to write a software like that. So if anybody knows how to do that and you want to team up, we'll take the world by storm. All right, let's see. I don't want to miss anything. Okay. Aw. Hi, Milton. You haven't been on in a while. Nice to see you. Welcome. Hope you've been well. All right, let's see. I'm trying to catch up here. I don't want to miss anything. All right. Have you ever have any issues with your Juki cover stitch, eating or sucking fabric below the throat plate? I have a brunette cover stitch. I'm not all impressed. I don't have a Juki cover stitch. I have a Juki serger. My cover stitch is the cheap brother, the 2340 CV. It's like $300. It's really inexpensive cover stitch because I wasn't sure how much I would use it. And honestly, I love that thing. It's just so dependable. It doesn't have any bells and whistles, but you know, it cover stitches. It's a one-purpose machine, you know, and then just the feet and stuff that you use to make it do what it's supposed to do. It's easy to thread, and I love it. Really, really love it. So I have not had issues. Once in a while that's happened, but with this brother, you can open up the door and just sort of release everything, and then just sort of, you know, pull everything out and sort of get it right, and then keep going. But yeah, I don't know anything about the Bernina ones at all, but it's frustrating when your machines don't do what you want them to do. I know that for sure. All right. All righty. You just got new patterns. Tell us about them. Oh, a woman's blouse, a Mrs. Knit cardigan, and a woman's t-shirt. Cool. Oh, Elizabeth, you won't regret it. They're so cheap too. It's like the one when I got mine, that Viv Image 2 was only $99 because there was a $30 coupon. And then I just saw recently, I posted in the group, that they had one, you know, they had that coupon on again. So Amazon really has a lot of sales on those, I think, because people like them for movies for their kids. And right now, you know, people are getting ready to do outside movies, you know, for in the summertime. So there might be, you know, some more sales on them, I'm thinking. And then there's also that guy on the Projectors for Sewing group that has some kind of connection that he can get those Epson short throw ones for a lot less than what they retail for. I'm not sure what his connection is, but his name is Pete. And if you get on that Facebook group, you'll see people talk about him all the time. So, and he posts when he has things. I think he takes names if you want one, and you know, when they come up, then he calls people or messages people. So, let's see. I can't do an ultra short throw. My table's too small to have something sitting on it. The ceiling mounted one works great for me. So it just depends on your space, I guess. Alrighty. Thank you, Elizabeth. I am hoping it might take a little longer to get this one together because I want the video on alterations to be sort of comprehensive and not leave anything out and give you options. So there's like all this information out there. This is why I love to teach, because there's all this information out there, and then just take it and sort of like make it organized in a way that you can kind of compartmentalize it in your brain, you know, because that's what I need to do to like make a decision about whether I'm going to do this or that or the other thing. So that's what I try to do. I try to be like systematic about it a little bit, because nothing else in my life is systematic. So I don't know why, but maybe I have to do that because I'm kind of, you know, ADD or whatever, probably. I've never been diagnosed, but I'm sure I am. Yes, Brenda, you are right. You can use that projector for so many more things. My daughter-in-law, I think I posted the picture of my daughter-in-law made came over and borrowed it, came up here in the craft room and painted the Kansas City Chiefs logo on my grandson's derby car for him. So, there's just so many things you can do with it. She's like, Mom, can I come over and borrow your projector? And I'm like, well, yeah, sure. You're gonna sew something? And she goes, no, I want to enlarge this logo onto the car. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I won't take credit because she thought of it, not me. All right. Alexa, FBA this bodice. Wouldn't that be awesome? Don't you think that would be possible, though?
Audio publication version.
Oh, no.
Did that answer your question?
Did you just hear that my Echo thing over there, her name, Alexa? She just talked to me because I said the word. Anyway, don't you think it'd be possible, though, to have software that you could just choose, I want to do a low seat adjustment on pants. So it just, came up, how much do you want to do this? How much do you want to take off or whatever? Or, and it just, I think it would be really cool. It would just take you could put in the PDF and it would sort of pick up on it and, slice it the way it needs to for full bicep, or the other way, small or SBA, whatever. I just think it would be really cool. I think there's a market there. I really do. Let's see. I don't know her, but I need to meet her. The girl who does that PDF stitcher. I wonder she might have a lot more of the actual grunt knowledge of working with those vector programs than I do because I dabble and it's not a complete knowledge by any stretch. But I'm getting there because I'm bound and determined I'm going to do this. All right, let's see. Hi, Jana. Yeah, that's right. It makes it a little bit easier for you guys, doesn't it? Glad you could join us today. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Salhos. Is that how you say your name? Thank you so much. Hi, Sadie. Oh, I'm so sorry. I understand, Sadie. I'm there with you. I don't have chronic fatigue or ME. What I have is well, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, but actually just in the last couple weeks, my doctor thinks I have polymyalgia rheumatica. And what that is it's just inflammation of many muscles. And he thinks that I guess the way they treat it is that you take steroids all the time. And the reason he thinks that is when I go on steroids for my asthma, I feel like $1,000,000. My everything just feels so much better. So he's sending me to a new rheumatologist to be worked up for that. And so if I do have it, it's actually good news because it's more treatable than fibromyalgia. So, but I'm with you. When the weather changes, when it's damp and cold, yeah, I'm so sorry, Sadie. Rest well. And be kind to yourself because, you know, you just can't, if you can't do it, you can't do it. That's just how it is. Waiting for that stimulus check. Yeah. They should be coming, I think. I don't know. I wasn't sure. I was real excited when I saw in there. I'm excited to get the stimulus check, but I was real excited when I saw that the unemployment wasn't going to be taxed or not taxed as much. I'm not sure, but that's huge for my husband this year. So that would be cool. And it said if you've already done your taxes, you could actually amend them and get it back or whatever. So if you got unemployment this year, make sure you check that out in the new bill that they just passed. Um, does the brother have any issues going over join seams or sleeve bottom hem? No, not really. Once in a while I have to give a tiny tug, but it just kind of is like a steamroller. Just get your fingers out of the way. It works really well. I'm shocked at how much I love that machine because it was so cheap. I thought I'd be like, oh, I'm going to love this. I'm going to love the idea of it. And then I'm going to end up buying a Janome or something else. And I don't want that. I just want this, what I've got. I love it. Oh, yay. Made a pair of pants, Sadie. That's awesome. That is great. This is all I did this week. That top right there. I just wasn't feeling up to it earlier this week, but I did I did that and the t-shirt that I was cutting out in the video. So that's it. That's all I did this week. Miss A, that's cute, Kathy, and I'll have to remember that. Um, yeah, my daughter, I think she changed the name of hers because the kid's piano teacher's name was Alexa, and um, every time that they, talked about the piano teacher, she chimed in. So it was, um, it was kind of weird. Um, the if you like humor and maybe kind of Saturday Night Live type humor, go look up on YouTube the Alexa for old people. It is pretty funny. It's Alexa Silver, right? And it is the funniest sketch. It's like, for if you can't get the name right, she answers to Odessa, and all this stuff, like just different. It's just so cute. Yeah, look that up. It's a good chuckle. All right, let's see. You would have to change it. Verna, you can change the name of your machine. You can go in there on the Alexa app, like on your phone or whatever, and you can change her name. So you might want to do that if your granddaughter's named that. Yeah, it would. It would be great for digitizing embroidery designs for sure. Hope you're feeling better too, Sadie. Yeah, that's true. You can. Boy, you have to weed carefully though, um, so that you have to use the extra tape or something, or use one and then save the carrier or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, you could do that. I actually like just the letters better than I like the circles of those. We're talking about size tags from Ellie Mac that you can cut on your Cricut. I use them all the time. And I got myself one of those little mini presses, Cricut Easy Press, little tiny things. And those are great for labels because you don't have to drag out your iron and it just fits in those little spaces. Hi, Jan. Nice to see you. I'm glad you're with us today. Yeah, your fingers can forecast the weather. Does it affect your sewing? I wondered about that. I have just one finger. See my crooked little finger? That's the only finger that has arthritis in it, so I feel I'm pretty lucky. Let's see. Yes, I really like Daily Sews and stuff too. She's really good, Joey. I agree. You'll have time to sew for the summer for Passover. That's awesome. I'm trying to gear towards sewing for Mexico again because we are going to leave this time. I'm just sure that plane's going to actually get off the ground. Hoping. Hi, Diane. That's fine. You're not late. This is an open house. You come and go as you please. Let's see. Oh, you know what, Jana? There are manuals all online. What brand is it? I'm sure you could just type in Google, type in the model number and the make, and with manual behind it, and you'll find one. I'm sure of it. Either that or they sell them on eBay too. So I bet you'll find it. You got done with all that? Oh, wow, Verna. I'm still working on mine, and I have been for 2 years. I haven't finished mine yet. Let's see. Kathy Ann said, "You've seen that SNL sketch." Yes, that was one of the funniest ones I've seen in a long time. All right, let's see. Sharon, what are you doing? Or going to sew for the summer? It's Milton that's here, I think, instead of Sharon. But he's a really he's a prolific sewist who is a man, and we're thankful to have him in our midst. Let's see. Made my sister some cute pattern weights yesterday. That's awesome. Your sister sews. I wish I could share that with somebody in my family. My daughter-in-law, I was teaching to sew, but then she kind of got busy with her jewelry business. So now she does that more. But I think she'll return to it. My daughter doesn't sew. She quilts, or used to, but she's got 4 kids that she homeschools, so she has no time. None. Let's see. Hubby wants to change ours to computer, like Star Trek. Yeah, that's true. Or Scotty. You could do it. Could be Scotty. Janet K. Holiday. Do a search on Google. Yeah, that's exactly. You're right, Dee. Kathy Ann said, I always save the carrier pieces and use Teflon sheets. That's awesome. That's a great idea. I'll save them. The like if it's a big design, I'll save them and use them because then I use them on the printable vinyl to help hold it. But that's a good idea. Let's see. Let's see. I don't want to miss here. Where was I? You might be able to find a manual online. Yep, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely good job, Verna. It took me forever to do that. And I know you're my age, so you probably have a lot of patterns. Am I right? I know I do. Um, it's me, Milton. I just share YouTube with my wife. Well, I don't blame her for sharing her Wi-Fi if you sew for her. I mean, that's great. Lucky lady. All right. Stops me from sewing. Sometimes my middle finger of my right hand. Ow, that would hurt for sewing, because you're guiding and stuff. Yeah. Several flow. Aw, fun. Alabama in mid-July. Let's see. Didn't think to try eBay. Yeah, I mean, chances are you won't need to because it'll be online. But if it isn't for some reason, I have found manuals online on eBay before. Yeah, cool. We're great. How are you, Allison? I hope you're doing well. It's actually, we're on an hour earlier for you guys now because Eastern time, daylight time is over. So, for how many months till fall? So, I'm glad you're with us today. So, well, anybody have any questions before we wrap it up? It's about 4 minutes till 4. So, and so far it hasn't frozen. I told my husband, say a prayer before my chat because it's been freezing. Like the internet just freezes like toward the end. So far so good, guys. I was like, please don't, please don't. Because what happened last week when that happened is that people asked questions And then you can't always pull all this discussion back up. I don't know why, but some are there and some aren't. And so there were people that had questions that didn't get answered, and I just felt horrible about that. So um, please, if you were one of those people who asked the question, please forgive me, because I I hated that. The internet just froze up, and I didn't have any control over that. So I guess it is what it is. All right, let's see. Um, what's my next sewing project? I want to start focusing on Mexico. I have 3 things I need to sew for between now and the end of April. Like, not 3 things to sew, but 3 sort of events. I have a ton of May birthdays. So there's my uh, 3 of my granddaughters. I'm sorry, no, 2 of my granddaughters and 1 grandson. And because there's 2 of them, they're in July. So, but am I mixing this up? No, I'm not. And then my husband's birthday, my daughter's birthday, Mother's Day. So those events. And then we're leaving for Mexico in April, end of April, April 24th. We're leaving to go to Mexico for 2 weeks. The trip that we were supposed to take 1 year ago today, we were supposed to leave on March 14th last year, and it got canceled because of COVID. So I'm excited because we will be fully vaccinated by then, and I think we can go. I know they say not to still, but I don't know. I think that I'm not sure. I'm not sure about everything with them right now, because I feel like, what do they want? If everybody's vaccinated, then like we got to go back to normal sometime. So, I mean, right now, no, but in a month, after everybody has their vaccines, I think we could probably travel. So, um, unless it's really bad in Mexico or something else happens, I think we're going to be able to go. I'm kind of excited. So, and then the other thing is, on May 18th, my grandkids are in a musical, which was also postponed from last year. So I was making those costumes when it got postponed. I didn't finish them, and it's going to happen on May 18th now, so I have to get that done before I leave, the costumes that I was making. So I have a lot to do in a month. So those are my next projects. My next video projects after I'm done with the projector series, which is probably going to go through maybe 3 more weeks, because I'm not sure that they'll be exactly a week apart, these last 2, because I have some research I need to do first. I'm still doing research on the adjustments. I mean, I have most of what I need, but I want to make sure I'm giving you guys all the current information. So, and then the digitizing your tried and true, that I could do tomorrow probably. So, I'm not doing it tomorrow, but I could. So, that will be coming up. And then, so after that, then I'm going to do that bodice, the ladies bodice thing. So, that will be neat. I hope to do I made all those Mexico makes last year, which I still have. And I'm going to add to that a little bit, not a lot, because I really did make a lot last year, and it's all still fits, so it should be great. But there's a few things I still want to make, and I'm not going to do a video before I leave, but I want to have my husband sort of take photographs of the outfits, as I wear them, and do kind of a little reveal. So when I get back, so we'll do that. The bodice fitting, I think, will go probably about as long as the pant one did, between 4 and 6 videos. And then after that, I want to do fitting men. So, and that will be an interesting one as well. So I'm hoping I got some topics coming up that you guys are really like. And then in between there, I'm always going to be doing some kind of focus on learning something like that, and then I do little pattern reviews in between or topical things. Um, so always send your suggestions my way because I love your suggestions, and a lot of the things I've ended up doing have come from your suggestions. And honestly, without Joey, I would have never bought a projector. So if you want to thank anybody, she's the one who sort of helped me like wrap my brain around that. So she's amazing too. So Joey, the one in our chat here, she did really great. So alrighty, let's see. Let me catch up. Let's see. Got my times mixed up. Uh, that's why, because we sprung forward, Libby. Our church did too, if you watched today. We were on an hour earlier today. And actually, you can keep our pastor's family in your prayers. Their son has COVID, which is, he's uh, 16. And fortunately, he didn't go to youth group last week. So they're not as worried for the youth group as they would have been. But so our pastor had to stay home, and the youth pastor preached this today and next week. But he did such a phenomenal job; it's really good. But the reason I'm asking prayer because his son's fine. I mean, he's not severely ill or anything from it so far, anyway. But they have a younger son that is a very brittle diabetic. So please pray for their family if you would. The Watkins family, they're dear, dear friends, and he's our pastor. And yeah, so if you would just pray for them. Ethan is 12 or 13. Oh, I know he's not. He's 14 because he's a year older than my oldest granddaughter. So yeah, and you know, juvenile diabetics in adolescence is a really tricky time anyway. So yeah, if you would pray for them, I'd really appreciate it. All right, let's see. Libby reminded me because Libby and I talk back and forth. She watches our church services. All right, let's see. Where am I? Thank you, Libby. Let's see. Good. I'm glad the men's fitting thing will help for sure. Sitting here serging the raw edges of newly purchased woven fabrics before I wash them. You know, that's awesome. I get tangled threads, but I'm not very good about doing that. Linen, I do. But maybe ranch Charlee, but I don't really serge the edges of very many things too much, but they should. You're right, because sometimes the fraying can stretch it out of shape a little more, so I should be better about that. But that's a good thing to do while you're chatting too. Kind of little mindless task. Yeah, so it was fun today, you guys, and definitely send me your ideas and anything that you want to see or do. And always, always send me your questions anytime. Join the Facebook group if you're not on there. You guys are actually able to show me things there in chat. I wish you could on chat. I wish there was a way. I know Zoom is how we could do that, but I need it to be part of my channel. So definitely, I'm going to do more with Zoom. I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm trying to be like super realistic about how much time I have, and I don't want to overcommit and promise something that because I've had a lifetime of doing that, of saying, sure, I'll get that done by such and such, and then, not realizing what a monster of a task it was going to be. I learned the hard way in my business, my wedding photography business, to over under promise and over deliver, because so I'm trying to be super careful not to say, oh, I'm going to do Patreon and I'm going to do 3 extra videos or something a week. And I don't want to do that if I want to be realistic as I'm setting it up. And I just, I need to do it. It's just something that I don't know why I'm just having a hard time doing it. But I will. And there'll be opportunities to get, more one-on-one, like fit clinic kind of thing, or private lessons, or Zoom classes, things like that. So, and I started to talk to people about doing an expo, and then my mother-in-law went in the hospital. So, I mean, it's just always something. So, but I would like to do that. I thought we could do March. I don't think that's doable now, but I think it would be really cool. Even after COVID, I think one of the good things that maybe has come out of this time is that we've learned how to wrap our brain around online classes and things. And I don't think that's going away, because look how connected we are across the globe, and I think that's a lot of, people who, I mean, you want to go out for stuff, but I mean, we have such a craft that there just aren't that many people in our area, so it's nice to have online connections. So I think that's going to stay. I really do, as part of our culture. All right, let's see. Thank you so much, Jana. Appreciate all your prayers. This year's winter makes for next winter. Yeah, I've done that before too. Thank you, Lisa. I want to do quality ones. I don't want to just throw something together just to put something up, and you know, that I won't do that. So if a time frame goes by, if I'm like this past week, I didn't feel well, I didn't do a video because it wouldn't have been good. So, um, hope you guys understand that. I don't want to do something that's just thrown together. So I didn't feel like sewing, so there was no way I was going to do a video. I need to do them ahead of time. Like I Whitney does hers like 2 or 3 weeks in advance or something, and I'm just so jealous. I've tried, but I don't know. I guess I just live in the here and now. I don't know what it is, but I just can't wrap my brain around getting them done early like that. So anyway, Kim, she said, I've learned that I love the pickup service from my grocery store. It saves me money and time. Yes, it does. Well, you all, thanks for joining me today, and I hope you have a fantastic end of your weekend, or beginning of your week, as some people in Australia are already on Monday. I will see you guys soon. Um, I hope to get a video up early this week, and so far, I'm better. Mom's better, so we're gonna hope for the best, and have a fantastic time, and I will see you soon. Take care. Email me your questions if there was something you asked that I didn't see, because now I'm afraid that I'm going to miss something. So please email me or put them on the Facebook group or something if you have a question I didn't answer. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Happy sewing.